Chuck broadcasting live from Johnny Chuck's Home and Hardware. We're also on Facebook right now, and I almost dropped my camera. Let me tell you where we're located and where I'm broadcasting from. Like I said, I'm broadcasting from Johnny Chuck's Home and Hardware, and we're located at 2361 Northwest Military Highway, which is about 2 miles north of Loop 410, right past the light at Lock Hill, Selma. We're going to be here till 6:30 today. Tomorrow, for your convenience, 11 to 5. If you want to call the store, the number is 210-341-1573. You know, lots of times I come in and talk about the show, and I don't tell you who I am. I'm Trudy. I am the manager of Johnny Chuck's Home and Hardware, and I have been in the lumber and hardware business for over 40 years. Never intended to do that. It was just going to be a little break. My dad asked me to come and work for him when I was 25. I had taught school for 3 years. I was an elementary teacher and loved it, and I was changing districts from South San Antonio, which I absolutely loved, to Northeast because it was so much closer to home, and had taken a job. But during the summertime, I would always fill my time with something else because I would get bored just sitting around. And so I was selling and moving apartments, and you had to have your real estate license then to do that. And my dad walked in and he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Dad, you know what I'm doing." And he says, "Well, what are you going to do in September?" And I said, "Well, I'm going back to teach school." And he says, "I got a better idea." And that better idea that I just thought would be just a temporary move, just a little blip on the radar screen, turned out to be a lifelong commitment. Working with my dad was so much fun. Maybe some of you remember we'd be on the radio together, and so that is who I am. So if you ever wonder who is the voice here, it's me. It's Trudy, and I work in the store almost every day. I do take off a couple of days a week, but most of the time you will find me here. And if you see Maxwell, my dog, I'm here. So let's get started with the show. Right now we are having a sale that will end today on knives and Nebo. So if you like knives, if you really like having new flashlights and things like that, you ought to come in before we close today, because some of the sales are like $25 off, $35 off, $15 off. Buy a Nebo, get a power bank for free, and the power bank is worth $50. If you were to buy that power bank, that's what it would cost. So come on in and take a look around and see if that would be something that you would like to do. Maybe you got a gift coming up for anybody, okay? I would almost say guys, but I mean, I know a lot of women really like flashlights, and they have this little flashlight that fits in the palm of your hand, that is a flashlight and an alarm. So if you like to walk at night, maybe you're walking your dog and you feel completely safe, like in your neighborhood and things like that, this would be a great thing to have just in case. All right? Okay, so let me ask you a question getting started here. Are you the type to say, if it's not broke, don't fix it? Or are you the type that says, hey, there's more than one way to skin a cat? I've come to the conclusion that people are both, okay? I hate it when my grocery store moves something like the Parmesan cheese and I never can find it, and or the cherries that go in my Diet Coke. I mean, that part I don't like. But I love to find a new way to fix things. Maybe things that you thought could not be fixed and you were going to have to start all over again. And let me tell you why I am even talking about that. I have a house that was built in the 1980s, a small garden home close here to the store. And when I bought the house, there was tons of ivy all in the backyard. And also on the, hey Jill, can you do me a favor when you get a chance? Can you put my phone back in my light? And it fell out because I dropped it. And if you can get it, you might want to finish and restart over, but maybe you can get it in there. All right, so I was wanting to redo my fence, and it had, like I said, all this ivy, and that's perfect, you're great. It had lots of bees in it, and I knew that because when I would walk close to the fence would buzz. And I didn't want that. I didn't want that for my dog, and I thought there might be, hi Karen, snakes in there. And so about a year and a half ago when we had that 4 or 5 day snow, and it killed everything in that, all the ivy, and I thought, this is the perfect time. I'm gonna see, because I would pull the ivy away from my fence and I would look and I said, the wood looked like it was in pretty good shape. And if you don't have to rebuild a fence, so this was my idea. Do I rebuild a fence this year or to go to Hawaii? Rebuild a fence, go to Hawaii. Okay, well, I've already packed my bag for Hawaii, so we're gonna have to redo the fence. So I started by pulling all the ivy off the fence. Well, the bad part about it is it's a double-sided fence, so the ivy is not only on the outside and the inside, but it's in between too. So I have really had to work hard to pull that ivy off. Hi, Diana. But when I pulled all the ivy off, all my neighbors said, I can't believe how good that wood looks. Yes, and it's gonna look better. So what I'm going to do, this is under the term more than one way to skin a cat. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean the wood because it looks gray, and I'm gonna restain. And I am gonna use 30-second outdoor cleaner. Okay, and I'm on Facebook, I'm just showing you the quart size right now, because I didn't want to have to lift the gallon and the hose end. The hose end is going to be the one I'm going to use, because all I have to do is hook it up to my hose, and it has, and that's it. I'll just spray the fence, and the hose end will be more than enough to do my fence. And then I'm going to rinse it off, let it dry, and then I'm going to restain. And I know that last week we talked about another kind of cleaner besides 30-second, and that's RMR. But in this case, I don't have to have the fence like brand new, because I am going to restain this fence in a deep color. I just roofed the house, it's dark, and I want the fence to tie in with that roofing material. So this is going to be an easy fix. This fence doesn't have to be perfect for me right now, but it is a way that probably is going to save me about $3,500 in lumber and labor. And that's what this show is all about, is how to save you time and how to save you money. And so if you have something around the house right now, like if your fence is, maybe it doesn't look great and you think, I'm just going to have to replace it. Unless it's falling down, the posts are rotted and things like that, then yeah, you can save it. Just clean the wood and restain it. Okay, so now let's talk about something else. How many of you have a dishwasher and maybe it is leaving little specks on the dishes, or maybe your glasses are not coming as clean as you would like. Maybe they fog up or something, and then you have to go back, re-rinse them, and then dry them. There is a product called Glisten. And Glisten, there are a lot of dishwasher cleaners, but this one is the best, and I'm going to explain to you why. Glisten is a product that will stay in your dishwasher longer and clean longer than any other product. Other products, when you put them in, The first thing that happens when you turn your dishwasher on is what? The pump comes on and throws out all the dirty water that has flowed back into your dishwasher. It's just something that happens. So when you open your dishwasher, you'll see a little bit of water down in the bottom. Okay, so the first thing it does is the pump throws that water out. Well, if you've put a cleaner in there and it's down in that water, then it goes out also. But Glisten, you want to, here's a little tip also. When you're going to clean your dishwasher, turn on the hot water at the sink and let it run until the hot water is flowing freely, okay? Then turn the hot water off. Now your hot water is immediately there. Then turn your dishwasher on. Then you're going to put Glisten Dishwasher Magic. Well, they used to call it Dishwasher Magic. And for those of you on Facebook, you can see, but those of you listening on the radio, I'm going to explain. When you take the lid off, there is a little vegetable plug. It's not wax, okay? So you don't want that in your dishwasher. It's just a little vegetable plug, and you put this in the top rack. Do not pierce that plug. It will dissolve when the temperature in the dishwasher gets to a certain point. And then that way, and that's about the time, put it on pots and pans, and about the time that it really gets going is when this undoes, the vegetable plug melts, and you keep that cleaner in for almost 20 minutes. It will clean out the jets in all the arms. It will clean the sides of the dishwasher. It will also clean things that you can't get to. It disinfects, yes, it disinfects even real hidden areas, hard to reach places, and it penetrates the buildup and hard water things that keep your dishwasher from you having to do what I said. When you pull your glasses out or pull your dishes out and there's spots on them and you have to go back and rinse and dry again. That's what this dishwasher, and I'm just going to call it Dishwasher Magic because that's what I always called it, Glisten. All right, so there's a little tip for you. Now here's another little tip that I heard about, and it made so much sense. How many of you have small things that you like to wash in your dishwasher? Maybe you have children and they're small little utensils. They get, if you put them in and you don't have a locking thing on your silverware, they go all over the place, and sometimes they get stuck on the bottom and sometimes they melt. And so, you know, the laundry mesh bags that you can put in your washing machine, use it in your dishwasher and put things in there. Like I put the lids to all my tumblers and I put them in there because that way I don't have to worry about if they would slip off and down and melt and then my tumbler's useless. So you can also clean like combs and brushes and put them in that, and the dishwasher will get them extremely clean. All right, now I want to talk to you about some new stuff that we got in. I'm so excited. Okay, I didn't get to go to the National Hardware Show this year. I was so sick about the time the National Hardware Show came up, and I had to cancel all my plans, and I was so mad. I thought about going even though I was sick, and I knew I would crash and burn. But this product is a product called Toss-Its, and it's a car garbage bag. I know it doesn't sound like this guy reinvented the wheel, right? How many of you keep little plastic stuff in your car to try to keep your car clean? This is one of my pet peeves. I hate junk in my car. I hate junk in my garage. Now my house, I don't know, that's a different thing. But in my car and in my garage, I like things to be nice and neat. And this Toss-Its is a deal that goes around you can put it in the back seat on the headrest and face it towards the back. I faced mine towards the front. And if I have like napkins or paper straws or cups or anything, it's right there. I don't have to reach back behind me and do that. And then it has a seal on it. And they're nice and long, and you get about 7 bags for $8.99. It's a great deal, and they're called toss-its. So if you like keeping your car nice and neat on the inside so that you don't have to pick up stuff when everybody wants to ride with you, these are great, okay? And then especially if you have kids and stuff like that, and put one in the back seat. So these are brand new, and I was extremely happy with those. Now, light bulbs. Okay, now for those of you that are watching on Facebook, this is a light bulb that's got 3 arms on it, and it's really good for like this comes under the more than one way to skin a cat thing. All right, because we had something like this about 1.5 years ago, and they were extremely expensive because they were made by a manufacturer that they're a little more pricier, okay? We sold them all, but they sold for like $50, okay? The new one that we got in from Lightsall, okay? It has 360 degrees of light, so you can go all over the place. It's only 27 watts, so it stays very cool, and it is 2100 lumens. It's very bright. You don't want to stare at it. You'll see stars for hours after that. But as far as lighting up like your attic, lighting up a shed, lighting up a workshop, this is excellent. Okay, I got one, took it home because my closet in my bedroom is very long, and it's got one light in it. Okay, so I put it in there, and now I can see in the dark corners of my closet. So it's really, really nice, and the price is amazing. So this is a new product that you ought to come by and take a look at. This is going to be on 18, I think, where all the light bulbs are. Okay, now I want to talk to you about one other thing before we close with the radio, but hang with us. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Olga. We're going to go, I've got about 30 minutes of stuff that we can talk about on Facebook, so just hang on. All right, simple strap. This, it's like a ratchet strap, but it is a rubber tie down. Think extreme tape. How many of you, and we've talked about extreme tape before, and how extreme tape only is like a friction tape, and it sticks to itself. It doesn't stick to what you wrap it on, okay? So you never have to worry about pulling any tacky stuff off. Okay, this is kind of the same thing. This is the coolest tie-down strap you will ever see. This guy is from Hawaii. When I got it at the show, he gave me a piece of Hawaiian candy, and then I had to buy a whole container of these things. But so for those of you that want to tie stuff down, like lumber on the back of the truck, pipe on the back of the truck, and this is what is cool about it, is since it has friction on it, so say you have a couple of things that are round and a couple of things that are square, you don't have to worry that your tie down is not going to get all of it, because it will. So how you want to use this is you want to wrap it around one time what you're doing. Then the second wrap, all it has to do is touch that first wrap, okay? And then wrap it around again. They suggest 3 wraps to keep things real secure. This, it comes in several sizes. It comes in a 10 and a 20 foot. You can cut it if you want to. And then the last time that you go around, you just tuck the edge into the last wrap and pull. It is so good. My guys that like tie downs, they absolutely love this. Think how much lighter this simple strap would be than having to have heavy rusted ratchets, chains, and real big straps. It's so much lighter than that, and it's great. So if you're thinking about a gift for someone, if you're thinking you need a tie down for something, give yourself a gift of this. It's simple strap. So they're great. All right, I want to talk to you about one more thing. We haven't talked about this in a long time, and it's called rockite. How many of you have maybe some hairline cracks in your driveway? Okay, I'm talking hairline, not like a 1/4 of an inch wide or something like that. Hairline. And you want to, and sometimes it's very hard to get caulk down into those hairline pieces. Well, this rockite is perfect to use for that. And let me tell you how to do it. Since it's hairline, it's not going to be very deep. And you want to sprinkle your rockite over the top and then use like a little broom to put it in the crack real well. And then take a wet sponge and tap the top of the rockite that you use to fill the hairline crack. It will harden and it will stick to the sides, and then you don't have a problem, because the last thing you want is cracks in your driveway, because if water gets down in them, it goes down and it starts pushing. It may not happen like overnight, but it does do damage. And so rockite is my choice. It comes in a small, this is a 1 pound, but it comes in up to a 5 pound. You know what else this is really good for? Anchoring things in concrete. You drill your concrete out, then you put this in, and then you can anchor like hooks or bolts. If you don't want them going anywhere, rockite is this. Okay, let me tell you where we're located again. We're at 2361 Northwest Military Highway, which is about 2 miles north of Loop 410, right past the light at Lock Hill Selma. The phone number here, it's 210-341-1573. The store is going to be open today till 6:30 and tomorrow 11 to 5. So that's it for this week, folks. It's time for you to roll up your sleeves and get busy on some of these projects we've been talking about. And if you want to, hang around. We're going to be on Facebook. See you next week. Bye. Okay, now we're on with Facebook. And I've got some cool stuff that I want y'all to see. So, let me turn off the equipment over here. All right, take off my headphones and fluff the hair. All right, so first of all, I want to show y'all this backdrop. Let's see if I can get it. These are new things that we got in. They're like balloons, like a balloon, except they're canvas, okay? And they twirl, and they look so cute in your trees. They're a great little gift for people that love their yard, that spend a lot of time in their yard. So if you want to come in, we've got brand new ones in. They have little flyers at the bottom of them that help them turn. So, and we've got some brand new ones. This hummingbird one is so cute. Okay. All right, so I talked to y'all already about some things, the tossets, the simple straps, the glisten, the new light bulb, okay? This new light bulb that goes out all different ways like that, super bright. Okay, but I wanted to show you some things so that you can get prepared for, I know it's going to get cool again, but then I promise you it will get warm again like that, okay? So what are you going to do to water your yard this year? Maybe some of you have an in-ground system, and I'm on Facebook. Yeah, you can.
Okay.
I don't think it'd make that big a deal. All right. So if you don't have an in-ground, and I'm not ever going to do an in-ground in. I watched how when we had that crazy 4 days of snow, how many people had to replace so much of their plumbing in their in-ground that I will not ever. It's very convenient, but there's so many other things that you can do that are just as easy. Hi, Pat. How are you doing? One is this one that we brought in last year, I think. It's an in-ground sprinkler in the fact that you're the one, but it's only this one. Now, if you'll see how they've got this hose going in, there's two things that you do. You dig down in the ground and put this piece in. This is one of those sprinklers that does like this, and it'll go 360, or you can set it, there's little clips in there that if you just want to do a certain area, okay? And maybe some of it you don't want it go against the house or something. You can, it's completely adjustable. But what is cool is, okay, you're seeing on the packaging that it's popping up right now, okay? When it's done and when you turn the water off, it pops down and goes down below that you can mow right over it. If not you, then your yard guy can mow right over it. And this piece back here, all you do is you come and you want a garden hose to this. When you're ready to turn this, your sprinkler on, then you just come over here and it's got a quick connect and you turn the water on and you let it go, and that's all you have to do. You could then put this that goes to your faucet on a timer and not even have to worry about that. This is about as close to an in-ground sprinkler that you can get. It really is. I've showed this to so many people. I installed one in my front yard. I absolutely love it. I had to go back a couple of times and adjust it so I would not be wasting water, because that's the last thing you want to do. But this one by Rainbird, it's great. Now, but Orbit's got something too. And it is, I mean, I like this one by Rainbird, but this is pretty cool. All right, now, this is made by Orbit. And for those of you watching on Facebook, see all these different little, like, holes right here? Okay. This is made where you can completely personalize it for your yard. So it comes with this little tool down here. And if you have a yard that goes deep in one area, shallow in the next area, then deep again and shallow, like maybe you have a lot of landscaping and some really pretty curves in your yard, this will work. You can adjust each one of these, okay, to go out so far. And it's got this neat little foot pad, because I cannot tell you how many people have come to me and they said, well, not one of these, okay, one of the spiked ones, and they're plastic, and they push it down in really hard, compacted soil, and it breaks. So just wet it first, okay? Wet that ground first, get it soft, then put it down in the, hi Wendy. And this one's got a great little foot pad that you can put your foot on, because it's got these spikes that come down here, and you can go. So is that unbelievable or not? It's got all the way around. So this is kind of what it looks like. So does your yard kind of look like that, where you've got, like here you want it to be not as far and hit back into your delicate shrubs or something like that? You can adjust all of this. And then once you do it, just mark where you want to put it in the yard. And mark it somehow, some way, so that you always put it back in the same place. Now, a tip. You can put a piece of PVC down in the ground. and then put this in the PVC. Okay? So, or at least mark it with the PVC. So these are great new ways to water your yard this year. And that way, if you don't want to go out and hand water, I mean, some people do. My dad loved to hand water. But I don't have time. I really don't. When I come home, I want to relax. I don't want to have to water the yard. I would love to just turn it on like if I had an in-ground sprinkler. But I don't want an in-ground sprinkler. All right, now let me show you something else. I got two things that I want to show you. Okay, remember us talking about if you have a leak in a bathroom that you don't use very often, this is perfect. Hi, Bobby Joe. Hi, Wendy. This is called a zircon leak alert. Okay, this is an alarm that will go off when water is dripping where it shouldn't be dripping. Okay, not that water dripping anytime is a good idea. I'm going to show you on Facebook right here. See these two little wires? These are sensors, okay? And they wrap around this deal and go on the back side. And when you lay this down on the floor, if water gets on the floor, this alarm will go off. And I promise you, you will be able to hear this alarm. So where do you install these things? Because do you need to worry about it in your own bathroom? No, because if you see a drip or two, you're going to take care of that right away. But what about a bathroom that you don't go into very often? Because this happened to me. My daughter moved out, my husband had passed, and there was a bathroom upstairs and a bathroom downstairs that I never used. And so I had sold my house. I was so thrilled. It sold so quick. And then my neighbor across the street called me and said, well, Trudy, there's water coming out of your second story eaves. That toilet that no one used had started dripping. And then what happens is then it becomes a waterfall, and like Niagara, and it will throw water everywhere. Because I promise you, when I left that morning, if that water had been flowing like that, I would have seen it, but I didn't. But it started out as a drip. So you put this in bathrooms, underneath the toilet, underneath the sink. Maybe if your washing machine is in an area that could come into the house, like if you have just a closet for a washer and a dryer and it's connected to the house, then this is something you want to put in there, okay? All right, zircon leak alert. A little on the security side is this assist bar. Now, most bars that you see, you have to drill into the tile and put them on that way. And this one is kind of nice, okay? If you need just a little touch for balance, this one goes on with a suction, okay? Make sure where you're putting it is nice and clean, but it can go in the bathroom. It can go into the shower. It's tool-free, and you want to don't put it on something that's not a smooth surface. So the perfect thing for this is like ceramic tile that's maybe those 4x4 or 6x6 tiles. This will go on so well, and it will give you a security when you're stepping into that shower or stepping out of the bathtub. And like I said, you can do this yourself because you don't have to even have a tool. So you don't have to damage your tile or anything like this. This is made by Medlin, okay? Medlin is the people that we get, what is that called? Medlin Skin Repair Cream, okay? Which is great for people that have real thin skin, because sometimes it will get, if you barely touch it, like if I come around like some of these gondolas in here and I catch the edge of it, lots of times instead of just a scratch, it tears my skin. And because I'm getting older, my skin is getting thinner. So it's a great, and what's nice about the skin repair cream, it has very little smell to it. A lot of people, they say, oh, I want smell, but men don't. And if you've got on cologne already, you don't want that fighting with your cologne. So the Medlin Skin Repair Cream is really good and made by the same people that do this assist bar. So, all right, now, how many of you, this happened in my other house. I want to show you a wireless doorbell kit. Okay, this one is super reasonable. It's like $19, I think. Okay, I had in the other house a doorbell that I had 2 electricians come out and try to fix because it just wouldn't work. Press a button, nothing happened. And so what do? I should have stopped after the first electrician, but I was probably being hard-headed at that time. And put in a wireless one. It's so simple, and they reach 150 feet. I mean, it doesn't take anything. All you do is put batteries in the back of it, like that, in the back of this piece, batteries. And then you can attach your doorbell within 150 feet of this. So usually you want to put it in the front door, but what if you've got a back door that you need to hear? Okay, this is perfect. 150 feet, and it doesn't take any installation. It requires 2 AA batteries, and you get your push button too. Okay, they also make one that the same company has 2 doorbells in case you want to put one on the front and one on the back. And then you put this inside the house where you can hear it, maybe closer to you, maybe your mom and your dad, maybe you're a little hard of hearing, and you want to put it closer to them so they can hear it. Okay, and it has 3 tunes. Woo-hoo! Okay, Westminster, Ding Dong, and Whittington. I don't know what Whittington is, but if you buy one of these, you can find out. All right. How many of you like to plant a garden? Flowers? Hi, Homero. Nice to see you. Nice to see you out there. All right, I want to show you the seeds that we have. Is not the artwork the most gorgeous thing in the whole wide world? I have to admit, that's why I bought these seeds, because I loved the artwork on the envelopes. Okay, but I have never had anybody call me back and say, those seeds did not ever germinate or anything. These are amazing. And so we have a whole 4 feet. It's really more because there's 2 sliding things in our garden area. And this is just one of them. We have flowers, we have vegetables, we have bluebonnets, and I'm not sure, it might be too late to plant bluebonnets, but thank you. And but these are amazing. Now, let me tell you something. When you get the things from Botanical Interest and you open this up, don't throw this away. Oh yeah, y'all are back. Okay, we're gonna, if it goes off again, I'll stop. Okay, on the inside is all kinds of information about sunflowers. Okay. And so keep that and keep it with your notebook of stuff that you keep around the house. Now, a lady was asking me about cats. Okay, she has cats that are coming into her yard and she doesn't want them there because they're bothering birds. Okay, so we talked about what you could do for cats. There are a couple of things that have coyote urine in them, and that's about the best thing to keep cats out. There's other things. We have one called Scram that is real good, like if you want to put it in the flower beds, okay? But what she wanted to do is these cats were walking across the top of her fence and waiting for the birds that were coming. And she really loved the birds. She said she sits out in the morning, drinks her coffee, and watches her birds. And she doesn't want the cats, she doesn't like cats, but she doesn't want the cats having breakfast. So we found this product. It's called Shake Away, and it's for deer, okay? But what is different about this, okay, is you don't spread it around on the ground. You put it up in the trees. And she is gonna put this on her fence right where the cats jump from one side of the yard to the other. And believe you me, they will not like the smell of this. It's called Shake Away. If you do have problem with deer, they suggest using this, and you put it in the trees about nose level for the deer, and they don't like it. They don't like it because they can't tell if predators are around. Not that they just don't like the smell. It knocks off a sensory thing in their nose and they can't tell. Okay, Shake Away, and this one's like for 90 days. All right. All right. One more thing, and then I think I've probably pushed it as far as it will go as far as Facebook. I want to talk to you about what is our favorite happy handyman tip? My favorite. I have to go down to one favorite. Let me think about that for a second, because I've got a lot of things that I can think about. In fact, how about I write that down, and then next week we'll talk about that. Will that work for you? Okay. All right. In the gift department, we carry a line called Michelle Designs. And as you can tell, this is foaming soap. We've got a bunch of different colors. This one is called Tuscan Terrace. It's got a lot of blue in it. Blue is still super popular right now. In fact, we got in some new Nora Fleming, and the little minis are blue. They are so cute. They look like little pots. Would you give me one of the little blue Nora minis? That's the word. Ginger jar. It's a ginger jar, and they're blue, and we got new blue napkins. But this is the new foaming soap, the new design on the outside of the foaming soap. Yeah. Okay, look, is that not adorable? If those of you that are Nora Fleming people, is that not adorable? Look at the top of it. It's got this little gold thing, and it fits into any of the serving pieces from Nora Fleming. We got these new blue napkins that have these on the napkins. So cute. So, so cute. So, oh yeah. Thank you. See, look. And it's got little napkins. You can put it, this one. Oh yeah, this one is melamine. So it's great like for the bathroom, kitchen, whatever. Those are so cute. So anyway, what I was getting at is blue is very popular. And if you haven't ever tried Michelle Design, their foaming soaps, they make regular soaps too. They make lotions, they make everything. And they all will do this beautiful design on the outside of packing, so it's great, great, great for gift giving. Their foaming soap they have a patent on it, on this little thing right here, and it is the best foaming soap you will ever get. It's a great gift. It's reasonably priced. It's $13.99. So, and then they also they'll do little minis, and so you can either keep all three, give all three, or cut them up and give 3 gifts. So $19.99 for all 3 of these. So a great gift. Okay, I think that's it. So for those of you that stood around while we went in and out and in and out, and when I dropped my phone, you guys are very patient, and I appreciate that. So let me tell you where the store is located. We're at 2361 Northwest Military Highway. It'll be open today till 6:30. We still have the sale going on with knives and Nebo, and there's a great sale going on with that. And then tomorrow we'll be open 11 to 5. Anything that I talk about, of course, we have here at the store, and the number is 210 341-1573. I know, Karen. Aren't they adorable? They are so cute. If y'all have never seen Nora Fleming, you need to see. And we've got all next week. I'll talk to you about a lot of the stuff that we brought in for Easter. Jill has done a phenomenal job, and we're getting in new apparel, new candy. Don't even ask me about the chocolate bar that smells like key lime pie. It is to die for. All right, I'll see you next week. If you think this will help someone else, like and share it. I'll see you next week. Bye.